Today, we're going to be doing wheel bearings on a 2017 Chevy. Now, you guys might think, 2017, that's only 3 years old.
16.
Oh, she's a 16, I'm sorry. But guess what? It's a GM, and GMs have wheel bearing problems. So, we went out and purchased a wheel bearing for it. We didn't know if it was driver or passenger. So, we're going to show you guys how to figure out what wheel bearing is bad in your GM. And if you guys think, there's probably no wheel in the bearing that's bad, if you own a GM, there's a wheel bearing that's bad. So we're just going to put one tire back on and show you what we found. Okay, you guys ready for the jiggle test? Jiggle, 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 jiggle. It's not a whole lot of movement, but it's enough to cause us issues. So
she grinds pretty good on the road there.
So we're going to be pulling off the tire, which we've already had off because we've found the problem. We're going to be pulling off the axle nut, which I believe is 1 3/8". You got to give her a kick, Steven. Show her who's boss.
Tolerance.
Yeah, so we're going to be pulling off the axle nut in the center. Then we got to pull off that Torx bolt. I can't see because of the sunlight that's holding the disc on. And then we're going to pull the caliper off and put it on top of the upper control arm. The bolts to take this out are actually on the back of the spindle. So we will take all this off and we'll be right back. We have already started pulling the bolts out of the back of the wheel bearing. If you just crank the wheel from side to side, you can get them out. They're all 15 mil heads, so we're just going to put the 15 mil impact socket on that. And we have this fancy dancy around the corner tool. We just go like this. Come on. And then we put the impact on. I'm just having a little trouble getting in the hole. Just give me a little time here. I'll get her. Come on. So now once you have all that done, you're just going to want to disconnect your ABS here. I think we're just going to have an Allen key for that, but before we do that, I'm just going to get excited. Oh, bud, she's coming apart.
Perfect.
So now we can disconnect all the ABS and take the wheel bearing off. So we've got it all cleaned up. We used the wire wheel to clean this thing up a bit. The seals are a little bit damaged on the backside, but we didn't get new ones of those. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put this grease in there to help seal everything up and join, make sure that it's a nice clean surface when it joins. And we're going to actually put quite a bit behind the bearing to act as a sealant against dirt and rust, because apparently this guy lives on a dirt road. You never would have guessed with all that dirt on his chassis, would you? So we got the wheel bearing all the way off to where it connects up there because the new one comes with it. We're going to reinstall the dust guard on the back of the disc, and we're just about to put the new wheel bearing on. And guess what? This one's made in North Korea, and that one's made in Korea, probably north. So we're going to throw all these parts together, and hopefully this thing goes back as smoothly as it went together. No, hopefully it goes together as smoothly as it came apart. That's what it makes better sense. Now make sure you lube that up really good, Steve, and get inside all those holes. You want to lube the hole before inserting the tool.
I've had practice.
Had practice lubing stuff?
Maybe.
Oh, Steven, inappropriate. So she's getting all lubed up, and we'll slide all this stuff back together, and we'll see how she looks here in about 20 minutes. While we have Steven doing an oil change, I'm just finishing up the wheel bearing. We got the brakes all reinstalled. As we took it off and put it up here, we didn't have to clamp the brakes or anything. We did inspect them. They're about 50% life left. The disc is a little rusty. I smashed some rust off on the ground before I put it on. Everything went together very nicely. It's not an overly hard job. But no, she's all put back together. The only thing we got left to do now is the tires. And then once we put the tire back on, we will do the jiggle test to show you guys if she's got any play left. But everything went back together. We impacted it, greased it. Everything went back together nicely. The new ABS line is plugged in. Everything looks good. So let's get the tire on and we'll show you guys what she looks like all put back together. So we got everything back together. It looks like it should. Now we're ready for the jiggle test. You guys ready? There's no jiggle. We did a good job. Overall, I'm going to say this job took us maybe 45 minutes to an hour. And I'm going to say it took no specialty tools, unless you guys consider Torx tools to be specialty, but I consider those to be pretty much your average tools. Pretty much everything takes Torx these days. Not an overly difficult job. You guys can do this at home in no time, so don't be afraid to do this yourself, guys. And save yourself the shop rate. I don't know what GM charges to do a wheel bearing. Probably 2 hours at 130.
Wheel bearing itself is $380.
380 bucks just for the part to do that. And what do you think the shop charges for this? 2 hours, 2.5 hours?
It'll be 2 hours.
2 hours at...
Well, especially the oil change here, right? Like that, it only takes 5 minutes to do one of them.
Yeah.
And they'll bill you for at least a half an hour shop time, which is $60, right?
Yeah. So I'm thinking 2 hours shop time is what they'd charge you for that. And at $165 an hour at our shops up here, definitely not worth it.
What we did today would probably be like a $350 in labor sort of deal.
Yeah.
So, like usually it'd probably be double what the part is, right?
Yeah, exactly. So don't be afraid to do this yourself, boys and girls. Super easy, able to do it yourselves. And yeah. Now maybe you can get better fuel economy and not have a grinding noise while driving. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you guys back here maybe tomorrow. Take care. I almost forgot the best part of almost any job, and that is throwing out the old parts, because you get to go, yeah. That's one job done. Goodbye, wheel bearing. See you tomorrow.